safe in. Hey, Levi
Trying
in
to
Texas.
get our Wi-Fi working here properly. Ah.
Hello, Lake Worth, Florida. Now, our last live event was such a total disaster. Went like months without doing another one. And this is our like months without doing another one. And this is our latest attempt at it. So we're gonna see how this works. Try it one more time.
So fingers crossed that it goes well.
Yeah, we seem to struggle to with these connections when we do these live chats.
Yeah, and you never really know how it's going to go until you go live, and it either works well or it doesn't. So fingers crossed it keeps going.
Hey, Philippe in Quebec City.
Sheila, thank you
warm
for
up there.
the compliment on my haircut. I appreciate that.
How's the poutine, Philippe? Poutine is one of mankind's greatest culinary inventions.
It really is. 2 thumbs up.
Fries, gravy, and cheese curds.
Thanks, April.
Brilliant.
Oh, goodness. So hopefully
hey, Jellystone.
Everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We hope you all enjoyed a great holiday with your friends or family or whoever you had the chance to celebrate.
Sounds like Dawn's having some bad weather in Missouri. Says tornado sirens going on. We'll stay safe.
Yeah, please stay safe.
Tornadoes are not to be trifled with. So these are free-flowing chats. If you're just tuning in to watch this, the agenda is set by the audience. You guys ask us questions, say hello. Let us know how the technology is working. Can you actually hear us, see us?
Yeah. And,
okay, somebody asked about severe weather in an RV. I think that's an excellent question. We've often told the story of the worst time we ever had severe weather. We were up in Michigan, and there was a tornado warning one night. We really weren't very well prepared for it, and we sort of learned, as we often do, by maybe approaching things the wrong way. So I think one thing we learned is it's good to have a weather radio. So we usually carry a weather radio, and you can get apps on your phone that are weather radio apps. Those are handy. The other thing is to know what county you're in, because a lot of times weather reports are told by the county, and quite often you don't really pay attention to what county you're in.
Yeah, and it's not usually information that's posted at most campgrounds. So it's definitely something to ask, especially if it's tornado season, just so you'll know.
So, somebody says, ho, 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 lo, lo, ho. Thank you, Gregor. Let's
see. Hi, Central Georgia, Puerto Rico. Wow. Tuning in from
somebody asked, as a car guy, is it hard to let go of driving, a sportier car to driving a truck? I will say our truck is pretty fun to drive because it's a turbo diesel, so it's actually got a surprising amount of power.
Got to get up and go.
Yeah, and like you can, there's a transition from being a sports car guy to being a truck guy for sure. But if you like to tinker and modify and upgrade your vehicle, then there's all sorts of stuff you can do with trucks. And so, trucks are actually quite a lot of fun.
Yeah, they really are.
Greg's in Chapel Hill. I went to law school in Chapel Hill a long time ago. I'm not an attorney, never practiced law, but I did go to UNC Chapel Hill School of Law. I'm a proud law school dropout. It's a long story.
Somebody's asking for a health update.
Well, thank you, Stephen. Health is holding up very well. I'm still on the medication, and I've really felt great all year. And I think this summer I felt the best I've felt in a long time, and I mean many years. Christy and I actually joined a gym. Like, we've been working out.
We've got muscles now.
Yeah.
Mine aren't as impressive.
Muscles. Well,
his are more impressive than mine. But
small guns. Guns. They're sort of
tried to make
guns.
it a priority on actually get in the gym and work out, because even though we do hike and ride our bikes and stuff like that, it's not pushing ourselves to the max like we need to be to really stay in shape. So
Chuck said, "Hotty toddy" from Oxford, Mississippi. Hotty toddy.
Let's see. Hi from Tucson. We had some other questions back here. Let me scroll back.
So thank you guys who expressed concern about my health. I appreciate it so much, and I've really felt better this year. I can't really express how poorly I was feeling last year. Like last spring, I was in a downward spiral, And I didn't even have the energy like to walk into a
Costco.
Costco. I couldn't walk to the back of the store and back out the front without stopping and taking a break somewhere in the lawn furniture. So like,
Yeah. Somebody was commenting and asking, how does he get his wife to boondock? Let's see.
it's very interesting because everybody we talk to uses their RV in a very different way.
Yeah.
Like, we met some folks. We were in Las Vegas not long ago, and they said we never boondocked once in our
They've only
lives.
stayed in RV parks, so they've never even been in like state parks, or they'd only been places where they could have full hookup.
And then sometimes you'll meet people and they'll be like, we never stay in RV parks. All we ever do is boondock, off the grid.
Yeah.
And, they're both equally viable ways to use your RV. It's like some people cook in their RV all the time. Some people use their oven for storage.
Yeah, and we meet people that have never showered in their RV. They use their shower as storage, which blows my mind because that was one of the main reasons I wanted a camper. I wanted my own bathroom so I didn't have to go into the bathhouse if at all possible. So you just never know. And use your RV the way it works for you,
So I think as far as convincing your spouse, I sort of think maybe attempt boondocking in a full hookup site. We advise that sometimes. You could sort of practice.
Just sort of try it out.
The key to boondocking, first of all, would be your water management.
Mm-hmm. And we have a video all about water management, so check that out.
And the second key would be, what can you do with your RV when you do not have that shore power or city power?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a generator and you don't have a solar setup, then it would actually be a good educational experience to run off your house batteries for a while and see how long they last.
Mm-hmm.
And see what you can do.
So that way you're not stuck out somewhere. If things go bad, you're in an RV park, so you can plug up if you need to. But it's just sort of like having a little test run to see how things go. And if you can do it for a couple of days, then pick somewhere really scenic. I know this guy said that they've spent a night at the Cabela's, and that's great when you're trying to get from point A to point B. But I think to really convince somebody to boondock, you need to pick a really nice scenic location so that they step out of the camper and they're just sort of like, wow, this is I'm so glad we're here. And it really sort of wins them over to trying some more off the beaten path places. So
somebody asked a good question about backing up a travel trailer and said, do you need to remove your equalizer bar, stabilizing bars, and your anti-sway bar before you back it into a site? And I think I would say the best practice is to do so. Now, truthfully, we don't do that every single time. It sort of depends on how difficult the back end is. Because, sometimes some of those sites are really super easy to back into, and then some are more challenging. Anytime that we have a really challenging back end situation, I'll actually drop the foot of the power jack, lift up the tongue, take off those bars, all those extra bars, because you can just maneuver a lot better and you're not going to like damage your anti-sway bar. You definitely should loosen the anti-sway bar before backing into a site, no matter what. Let's see. All right, guys, we're just looking through questions. Chrissy's not pointing at you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just scrolling through the questions here, trying to find some good things to talk about.
Somebody says they boondocked the very first, last weekend and loved it. Boondocking, I think once you do it, if it's in your blood, you'll really enjoy it. So, sorry guys, I hope you can hear us and see us. Every time we do these chats, it's a learning experience, and sometimes trouble connecting with the Wi-Fi and our cellular connection and everything else.
Somebody's mentioning that 100 miles north of Arkansas, there's a blizzard going on right now.
Bubba Warbucks. Yeah, it is crazy. It's been certainly a very cold November so far. The coldest night that we spent, I would say this autumn, we were in West Yellowstone, Montana, and the temperature got down to around 10 or 11 degrees overnight. And some people have asked, what about your water pipes and water tanks when you're in those sub-freezing temperatures? And our approach is usually to turn on the heat furnace, the propane heat furnace. At least in our rig, that warms our pipes.
Yeah, Airstreams actually have a vent that goes down into the belly pan, and it warms those pipes. So that's why we're able to do it.
So that's kind of one advantage of having a belly pan under your trailer. And so, I wouldn't rely on that if we were going to be in like 10-degree temperatures uninterrupted for a week necessarily.
Yeah, that might be hard.
That might be a little more challenging. Even in West Yellowstone at that time, it would warm up above freezing during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So the temperatures were getting up into the 30s during the day. And we didn't really have any problems, thankfully.
We didn't. Let's see. Hi, Winter Park, Florida. I'm sure it's nice and warm
Nancy
down
and
there.
Nelson, thank you guys.
Let's see. We're nervous about doing boondocking. Took the plunge. I actually liked it. This is from Kristen Cobble. So much quieter at night with no campground noise from other campers. Your videos were helpful. Well, thank you. I'm so glad that we were able to help you out. I think for a lot of people, boondocking is just, the first time you do it, it's kind of intimidating. And I think you just have to jump in and do it. Because even if it's terrible for one night, you can move the next day if you didn't like it, and you learn a lot, and then you figure it out and you do it again, and it gets better and better. So
somebody asked if they needed to winterize their rig in Arizona, where it gets below freezing a few times every winter. And my honest answer would be probably not. I mean, like a lot of people in warmer climates, they will kick on that propane heat furnace that's going to get below freezing overnight. So Nigel asked if we're from Arizona. We are actually from another A state in the deep
Alabama.
south called Alabama.
Let's see.
Somebody said SEC rules, go Gators.
No.
We've got an Auburn Tiger over here and a Crimson Tide fan here. So we had our big test of our marriage yesterday because my team played her team.
Yeah, my team lost, which I wasn't shocked. My team has had a fairly terrible year, so it was no big surprise. I was just happy we scored points into the double digits. So somebody asked, do we ever drive with our furnace on?
Not intentionally.
We've done it a couple of times by accident.
I have to confess, we did it last week by accident, and we didn't go very far.
I mean, it was like a couple of miles.
But of course, it was a cold day, and we had turned on the furnace, and then we were going somewhere from point A to point B. No, it was longer than a couple of miles, because I remember I went in the trailer, and I was like, wow, it's kind of warm in here. I expected it to be cold from our driving. So I think we've probably gone, at least 30 or 45 minutes.
Oh, John Hess, War Eagle. There's somebody out there on my side.
Please, no profanity on this channel. No foul language, thank you.
Goodness.
Let's see.
Somebody said turn the air, you get a hot wife.
That's right.
That is hilarious.
Instant hot wife.
Somebody says sounds better when you lean in. All
Okay.
right, buffering has finally stopped. All right, sorry about that.
Yeah, but when we lean in, you see this ugly mug up closer.
Yeah, it's like you can see skulls, my discoloration. I need some airbrushing here. Let's see.
I do treat the channel clean for the most part. I do
Yeah.
my best. She keeps me in line.
Yes. Let's see.
Somebody said they're headed to Wasilla.
June
on
1st,
Class
2019.
A. Awesome.
You're going to love Alaska. It's gorgeous.
I'm really kind of wanting to get back up to Alaska. It's been too long. Now
Hi,
I have
Michael.
drones to fly up there.
Thanks for tuning in. Oh, defense says War Eagle too. I love this.
More foul language on our channel.
Mike Lee.
Dude. Mike Lee.
Oh my gosh. You need to private message us your address, Mike Lee, because we have a couple things we want to send to you.
He did. He sent us on,
Okay.
on Patreon.
You got it. Okay.
Mhm.
So keep your eyes peeled the next couple of weeks. We're gonna
man.
send some things your way. That is beyond. Thank you so much. Happy
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
thank you so much, Mike. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, we appreciate that more than you know.
Thank you, Mike. Wayne asked if we would purchase another Airstream. My answer is yes. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of people ask, like, have you ever thought about switching from your Airstream to something else? And I won't say we've never entertained the thought, but we're still quite happy and comfortable in our Airstream.
Yeah. I mean, of course, there are things that I would like to update, but everything functions, everything's comfortable. I like the layout. So,
One thing I like is, honestly, at this point, we've been in it so much, I can walk around with my eyes closed, or at night, in the dark, and I can find the switches.
Yeah,
Like
you can find all the buttons.
I just can in the dark feel and switch on the water pump and things like that at night. And we've kind of got it just configured the way we like it with all those little upgrades.
Mark Lancaster, your question. He enjoys our channel. He's going full time on the road. Know any rich widows who want to go?
All right, is there any
if we find any, we'll send them your
wealthy
way.
single ladies? Look up Mark Lancaster. He's going to be taking a road trip. He's looking for company.
Let's see. Oh, Jan, thank you very much on the haircut. I chopped it off a few weeks ago.
Somebody said quality is bad.
Is everybody getting bad quality, or is it just a couple of people? So let us know. Hopefully not.
Yeah, is it the audio? Is it the video? We're going to keep working on this until we get it right. And we apologize for the tech problems. It's an issue. Michael says you don't need to shower every darn day. Talking about water conservation.
Yeah.
And it's true, but it also sort of depends on where and when you are.
Yeah.
Like if you're
if it's
in
cold
the south,
weather, you know.
if you're in a humid environment, then actually you may need to shower every day. You'll want to shower every day.
Oh, people are saying it's blurry, but we sound good.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Well, I'm not sure how to fix it.
Somebody says your fixing point.
If it involves electricity,
Yeah,
let somebody else do it.
that's a good point.
If it's just plugging something in or unscrewing something and plugging something else back in, we usually will tackle that ourselves. But if it involves wiring something, then we don't. Somebody says you must have Verizon. Actually, we don't. So
AT&T.
yeah. Somebody says, any thoughts on using a composting toilet in an Airstream? People have asked us if we've ever thought about getting a composting toilet. And to be honest, we have gone probably 10 days boondocking without having to empty our black tank. And that is just fine with me. So I'm good with not doing a composting toilet. I think if you were going to be boondocking somewhere for time, I could understand doing, a composting toilet. But if not, then,
We're old school on that stuff.
yeah.
I'm open to having a composting toilet, I guess, but I mean, our setup works pretty well, and it's probably what most people have. So.
Yeah. I'm fine with it. Let's see. Somebody says they're a new subscriber, Wayne. Planning on buying an RV, came across our channel.
Most of you and watched a lot of our videos.
Informative and funny. Thank you so much, Wayne. We're glad that you are enjoying them.
Sometimes we're so busy that we forget to be funny. I honestly like the humor. I guess I sort of fancy myself a Monty Python, just an old school humor guy. I enjoy that. I was always a little bit of a class clown. Somebody asked if we would ever consider converting a school bus. I know that's a popular thing to do, but that'd be a big project. That probably wouldn't be in our ballpark, for doing something like that. Now, we did kick around originally the idea of getting an older Airstream and refurbishing it.
Yeah.
And setting it up. Wow, Michael.
Oh, Michael, thank you so much.
So boondocking is the way to go. I cannot believe what the campsite cost. Figured to be half as much as it actually was. You don't need to shower every darn day.
You are correct. I would say if you are camping in the winter, then definitely you don't have to shower every day. If you're camping in the summer, it sort of depends on what you're doing during the day, if you're getting really sweaty and gross. But they make like huge towel sheets that you can buy that are almost like baby wipes that you can sort of give yourself a little fake bath with. So there are ways that you can still be clean and not have to do a traditional shower. And of course, we do Navy showers, so that really extends your water. Also, one thing that we have that I think really extends the life of our water tank is our Oxygenics shower head. If you don't have one, we sell them in our Amazon store, and it kind of infuses like oxygen particles into the water stream, and it makes your water pressure better, and it uses less water, which sounds crazy, but it really works. So highly recommend that if you're going to do some boondocking.
Somebody said that she and her husband make jokes out of some of the things that we say, that they like the humor in the videos. That just sort of cracks me up. I think that's
I would
funny.
love to know what you make jokes out of. Like if there's a saying or something that we've done that's stuck with you, that would be really funny to hear.
And somebody asked if we're getting back to New Orleans anytime soon. I mean, I hate to say it, but we were there very recently.
Last weekend.
Yeah, we were coming through, and we spent a couple of nights there because pretty much whenever we're kind of in the neighborhood of New Orleans, we will go by.
Yeah.
Because we enjoy that city so much.
Randy Seymour says, we pick up a new RV in the spring. Thanks so much for being our teachers. Love your videos, and we will be purchasing through your Amazon store. Thank you so much, Randy. We appreciate that.
T-Rod says, pros and cons of your drone. I'm thinking about getting one. You know I love to talk about drones. I can talk about drones for the next hour, so I won't talk too much. I would say I have like 3 or 4 different ones that I'm using now. I think the Mavic is probably the best for most people. I would look at getting a Mavic Pro or a Mavic Air, and those are by DJI. I'll set up a little maybe drone thing on our Amazon store, but honestly, that's the most fun gadgets that I've bought in many years, and I love what they do for our videos. So, I think Mavic. Jody says, time for a drone review. I'd love to do that. In fact, I've got 2 or 3 different ones. Here's somebody.
Oh, somebody else gave a tip.
Yeah.
Let's scroll back through. Sorry, sometimes if a bunch of comments come through at once, they all sort of fly by, and we can't
I don't know. Let me see it.
we miss things.
Sorry, this is a little bit of a cumbersome setup, but somebody said they're going through Eufaula, Oklahoma. Can you recommend a good campground? I can't be that specific in Oklahoma, but if anybody in Eufaula, Oklahoma is out there.
Oh, Dave Jenkins. Thank you so much for the
Thank you,
tip.
Dave.
We appreciate that so much.
Just hi guys, great as always. Thank you so much, Dave. We
You're
appreciate
awesome.
that. Let's see. Somebody else said something about drones. Yeah, we love New Orleans. I mean, we love the food, we love the music. Actually, this time we went to Preservation Jazz Hall.
You definitely have to do that. It's truly like just a really raw jazz experience, I think, because you go in and it's just all about the music. There's no food, there's no drinks. It's just the music and sort of hearing the stories of the musicians, and it was really, I think, really worth it.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, highly recommended. Special experience to go there.
Yeah.
See, Steven says, stop by Gunnison, Colorado. Says we're boondocking here all winter.
Oh, wow.
We love our Champion generator with remote electric start.
Yes.
Yes, we did a video.
In the wintertime, especially, that remote start is like awesome.
The remote start kind of spoils you. And the
see.
stop, like I said.
Somebody says, love all of your content. The Hoosier 1972 says, what is one thing about your Airstream you wish you could change?
Let me think about that. Well, we wish it would have a washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Honestly, that because laundry is a big issue.
Laundry is the biggest. It's just it's a day. You have to load up all your stuff. You go to the laundromat.
So I think as far as when we look at other RVs, one thing we really envy from a feature standpoint is to have an onboard washer and dryer.
Yeah.
That's a huge luxury, at least from our standpoint.
And I think if we could have a dinette, that would be great, because we only have a couch with like a fold-out table. We don't have a separate dinette, so it would be nice to have that extra sort of sitting space, because we really can't host anybody inside our Airstream. We basically have the couch to sit on, and that's it. And so basically 3 people can sit on the couch, and then it's like, well, if there's a 4th person, we have to break out a lawn chair or something. So it would be nice if we had, enough space to actually host maybe 2 people.
I'll tell you something else I would like is I would like to have a little toaster oven in there or something.
Yeah.
We don't really have that. We have that propane oven, and it's just it's a different matter cooking something in that. I still don't feel comfortable cooking much in that. Christy is brave enough.
I cook a lot in our oven. I like our oven personally. I don't have any problems with it, but
Sandra asked about the Honda EU2000, if you can run it, I guess, in parallel with one of those Champions. I don't know the answer to that question, except I know you cannot do it with our Champion, because our Champion does not have parallel capability. Now, some other models in the Champion line do have parallel capability. You know, I may get my hands on a Honda EU 2200 for review soon. If anybody would be interested in it. I know you're probably thinking, yeah, that's just what we need is another generator review. Yes. I enjoy reviewing generators. What can I say?
Somebody was asking how many months of the year are we out on the road? It sort of depends on the year. I would say we average about 6 months.
Yeah.
5 to 6 months, just depending. Now, that's not always at the same time. Like earlier this year, we did a 2-month trip, so we were gone all of March and April, all of April and May, and then we left again in August and just got back.
Just got back literally like
Thanksgiving
Day. Yeah.
So
just in time for turkey and dressing.
Let's see.
Somebody said they love generator reviews. I like to hear that. I want to make videos that people actually watch. I mean, like like sometimes we'll do a video, and it's inevitable somebody's not gonna like it. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you shouldn't be, doing a video about this. You should do a video about that." But then other people like it, and I'll just look at the view counts, and I see that, I really would like to review more gear. The thing about a gear review, it's fun for me to do. I enjoy doing them. People want to watch them. They come to YouTube specifically looking for that kind of stuff.
And we get asked about these things a lot.
And frankly, like some of our longer form videos, I mean, you guys, if you watch some of those longer videos, they were days and days of editing going into editing those videos. Honestly,
not counting all the time spent filming them.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So product reviews are a little bit easier for me to put together, frankly, and they're fun to watch them. So I'd really like to do more of that.
Yeah.
Let's see, some
people have asked if we use an Instant Pot. I don't use an Instant Pot.
But it's legal now in Oregon, Colorado. I'm sorry.
Not that kind of pot.
Instant Pot. What's next?
Honestly, we have a pretty small kitchen, so I haven't tested one because I have to figure out where I would store it in the camper. But maybe while we're off the road, I'll get one and try it. And if I think it's worth bringing on board, we'll do a video about it.
There's Matt Christopher out there.
Hi, Matt.
Matt, he has an unpronounceable screen name, but I'm not sure what it stands for. But Matt was probably like the first guy who ever subscribed to us on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
No joke. He subscribed to us probably before there were subscriptions. I don't know how you even found us back then. I'm talking like 2007.
Yeah.
Like he started watching our videos in 2007.
So we've been emailing with Matt.
So yeah, we've never met in person.
We never met in person. He lives pretty far up north.
But one of these days we will get together. And I want to give a shout out too to Jim Pratt, who's out there taking care of some of the trolls.
Yes. So
thank you, Jim Pratt.
Thank you, Jim Pratt, for being one of our admins and getting rid of the nasties.
Jim's our bouncer, just bouncing those trolls right out of the chat room.
So thank you so much, Jim. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim. Somebody said buy new or used RVs. It's a good question. Truth is we bought ours when it was about 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old.
It was 4 years old.
So I guess our answer was to buy used.
Buy used.
And
especially we'd never done this before. We didn't know what we were doing.
That's a good point too.
So it was sort of like, do we want to spend a whole lot of money on something new, and then if we hate it, we've lost all this money, or do we want to try something used, and if we hate it, we can probably sell it and get our money back?
That was our first RV. Mm-hmm. I mean, now I would feel probably more confident about buying new.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we know what we're gonna.
We know
like
what we're looking for.
We
know what we would want.
But like that first hit of depreciation is usually the steepest. So like times if you can be the second owner of a vehicle, that's a good place. And the thing about RVs, a lot of times people these, and then something will happen or it just doesn't work out, and they don't use them very much at all. And they'll put them in storage, and they'll just sit there in storage for a year or two, and then they'll sell it. That is not really an uncommon story. So you can find some deals on lightly used RVs if you look.
Hold on, I'm scrolling back through. There was somebody here that I wanted to recognize.
Who's that?
It was surviving with, is it Sabat or Sabo? SABOT. There it is, right there. He's got that little Long Long Honeymoon
That's
logo
right.
next to his name, which means he's a member.
He's a member. Thank you very much
So
for
thank
that.
you for joining and being a member on YouTube. We appreciate your support.
A new thing.
That's a new thing on YouTube, and we're sort of still learning about it. But we wanted to acknowledge.
And we also want to acknowledge all of our patrons out there.
Yes, thank you very much.
The people who participated and supported us on Patreon.
And if you are waiting on a sticker, I'm sending them next week. So hang tight. I'm back to my stash of stickers. So I'm hopefully going to get those mailed out by the end of the week.
And we're going to be like ramping up on Patreon and doing more there in the very near future, including new sticker designs that we're going to send out and more content, more posts. I mean, truthfully, we're kind of in a reorganizational stage right now.
Yes.
And I think we'll have some really good stuff, coming in 2019.
Yeah.
It's not that far away.
And something else that we're going to do, we're going to kickstart it in the next week or two. We're sort of in the process of working it out right now, is we're going to start up a newsletter again. If you've been around for a long time, you might remember when we used to do a newsletter like 10 years ago. And we stopped doing it just because we didn't, I don't know, it just wasn't something that we were spending time on anymore. But we're going to start it off again. And the reason why is because we get so many messages from people that they don't get notified when we are posting a video, or they don't see our Facebook posts, or they don't see Instagram posts. So we need to get to where we can contact our audience directly without having to rely on these different platforms to contact you. Because I'm hearing from people that they're subscribed to our channel, they click the bell icon to be notified, and then we post a video and they don't hear about it. And I have no idea why. I don't have control over that, unfortunately. So a newsletter, if you send me your email address and we do a newsletter, I can contact you directly and say, hey, a new video is going live today. So keep an eye out. We are hopefully going to roll that out in the next 2 weeks. So.
My name Ken said, I love your Yellowstone videos. They're awesome. Thank you very much. Yellowstone is very near and dear to my heart, and to our hearts, I think. So,
Jim Carter videos he's having withdrawals, and he said the cornbread was good. I'm glad you enjoyed my mom's cornbread.
Cornbread is awesome.
That was a fun recipe to share with you guys, and my mom's really gotten a kick out of hearing from people that have made it and enjoyed it. So
we think next we may be doing the buttermilk biscuit recipe.
My mom does homemade buttermilk biscuits and gravy.
They're awesome.
And they're probably the best you'll ever have. At least most people that come to our house tell her that, and I would have to agree.
Honestly, if somebody came to me and they said, all right, you got one meal left, this is your final meal.
Maybe that worked.
Did that work? You guys? All right, I think I figured out what's going on with our live feed. We apologize for the problems. Are we back? Can you see us?
Can you see us? Can you hear us? Are you there? Oh. We're back! Yay! John Marucci says we're back. Oh, Jim Pratt says he wants a shrimp and grits video. that would be good. I can do that.
We're back.
Yay! Sorry about that. I think our cell service was interfering with our Wi-Fi. Oh, new member, Jennifer Harding. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Jennifer.
We appreciate
Thank
that.
you for becoming a member of our channel. We appreciate it so much.
Like I said, that's a new feature on YouTube, so we're still sort of learning about that.
Just when you thought we were gone, we're back.
Okay, people want to know what your
final
meal
okay.
would be.
I mean,
like cliffhanger.
Like, okay, whenever like my birthday rolls around, it'll be like, well,
it's a cliffhanger.
Like, okay, whenever like my birthday rolls around, it'll be like, well, what do you want to have on your birthday? Like what
my
would
mom
be that
asks
dinner?
So she can cook.
It would be Chrissy's mother's breakfast supper. Now, like sometimes I really like having it in the evening, but it's like buttermilk biscuits, scrambled eggs with maybe some cheese. You gotta have gravy, like she has like brown homemade gravy, and bacon done the way she does the bacon.
My mom does the bacon.
It's just sort of different. I don't know. But it's a very simple meal, but it's the way she prepares it, and everything is like fresh, and it's just so good. I don't know. It's just my favorite. Jim says video looks a lot better now. Well done.
Yay!
Well, thank you.
Thank goodness.
thank you guys, and thanks for bearing with us, because I think maybe we've figured out what our problem was. It's called AT&T, but
Yeah, sorry. All right, people are saying it's clear again.
All right, we
Good
got
deal.
a new lease on
So you
life.
can start asking questions again. We'll be able to answer.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So
Where's your
most
home base? So we are from Birmingham, Alabama. That is our home base. I was born and raised here. Sean is from a town north of Birmingham. My parents are still here. Sean's parents are in North Alabama, so that's one reason why we keep coming back to Alabama, because we have family here.
Somebody asked if we're going to Quartzsite this year. I honestly don't think we'll make it out there. We were in Arizona just a couple of weeks ago, and I think we're going to stay kind of in the South this year through the winter, like Alabama and Florida.
Yeah.
And
As far as this spring, we're not 100% sure yet. Normally we go to the RVIA show, which is the RV Industry Association show, in November, and they've changed it this year to be in March. And they've changed it from Kentucky to Utah. So we may head to Utah for that. We're not 100% sure yet. So
Bodie said he lost me at the last meal. It's her mom's breakfast supper.
Oh, wow.
Good
Is that
grief.
right? Did you really mean to do that?
That is amazing.
AUE Lux?
Lux.
I don't know how to
Holy
pronounce
cow.
your name. Please tell me how to pronounce your screen name. That's amazing.
Incredible.
Oh my
Thank you so
gosh.
much.
Thank you so much.
We're like in shock over here.
Yeah. Wow.
That's amazing. Thank you so
Please
much.
private message us your address and we'll send you some goodies. That's amazing.
Wow, we're totally taken aback by
Yes,
that.
wow.
Thank you so much.
Holy cow. Let's see.
You ever
Somebody
been to
wants to know.
LOLOHO's in Gilbert, Arizona? They have awesome fried chicken and waffles.
Wow. So the next time we're in Gilbert, we have to go get some fried chicken and waffles.
Yeah, I do like fried chicken and waffles. Who
Yeah.
doesn't?
Oh,
Goldilocks.
Locks. Is that right?
Yeah, because
Goldilocks?
AU is the. Don't you remember your periodic chart, your periodic tables? Right, Goldilocks.
Thank you so much. We greatly
That's
appreciate
amazing.
that. That is amazing.
That's wow.
Yeah. I'm stunned.
Yeah.
I am really stunned. I can't believe that. Thank you so much. And
We're
again,
honestly-
private message us your information and we're going to send you some goodies.
Honestly, I appreciate these chats so much, guys. You don't know how much I appreciate it, because a lot of times working on these videos, it can be kind of a lonely job, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Because you're just sort of, it's you and a computer wading through mountains of video footage and putting things together, and we don't get that face-to-face interaction, and this is about the closest we can get to it on the internet. A few days ago, we were in Texas, and we had kind of a funny encounter. We were just pulled off, and we were in a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
This guy was just standing outside our Airstream, actually. And this guy named Mike, which I stepped outside and was talking to him, and he was like, man, I've been following you guys on the internet for years, literally for years, and I just can't believe
You're in
that
my
I'm driving
Walmart
by
parking lot.
and I just see that you're our Walmart, and it's like, and we talked for 20 or 30 minutes, I think, and he was just like, wow, I just can't believe it. And I was like, it's, to me, it's very gratifying when we do have the opportunity to meet you face to face,
Yeah.
because it gives me a lot of energy, a lot of positive.
It's a nice, boost, because it's just nice to get that positive energy. You know what I mean? It's nice to meet somebody and hear that they enjoy what you do and that they have gotten value from what you do. So, it just is what it is. And we just got a negative comment on Facebook that just popped up on our camera telling us what a horrible live stream we had tonight.
Yeah, somebody just sent us a message saying your chat tonight was completely terrible.
It was horrible.
And I think now I think they're probably referring to the technical issues.
Sure.
But we're getting these technical issues worked out.
And we're sort of at the mercy of the Wi-Fi wherever we are. And sometimes our cell signal tries to interrupt. And all I can say is we do the best we can, and even major networks have problems with live feeds. So when it's just a two-man show, we're doing the best we can. That's all I can say.
Well, thank you, Karen. Somebody said don't listen to them. It's when you do things like this and you're sort of in the public eye and you're putting your creative work out there, it's always honestly a little disheartening when somebody throws a verbal tomato at you and says you suck.
Yeah.
So, like, I wish I didn't take it personally,
And
but
it's
sometimes
hard,
I do.
I mean, you can get a lot of nice comments, and then somebody will leave a comment that's really mean or nasty, or they'll say something really personal to us, and it's just like, wow, that stinks, and you try to ignore it, and you try to remember decent people don't leave nasty comments. So I try to remember that people that leave mean, nasty comments are probably really unhappy with themselves or their life or whatever, and I try to sort of have some sympathy for them. But it's also like, wow, who does that, and it can give you a little ding in your day, and so it's nice when we get to interact with you guys and get love and positivity, because we try to throw out love and positivity, and we try to lift people up, and so
Lori just made a wise comment of you can't please everyone, and it's very true, especially with creative work. And the way I look at it, I like the Beatles personally. There's some people can't stand the Beatles. And even though I like the Beatles, I don't necessarily like every song the Beatles did equally.
yeah.
So, I mean, like whenever you're doing something creative, you want every one of them to be a grand slam home run, but sometimes you're just
It's just impossible.
Sometimes you're gonna.
I mean, it's just
bunt.
impossible.
Sometimes
So,
you're gonna.
sometimes you have a hit and sometimes you don't. And
Sometimes you're gonna hit a pop fly to, the shortstop. But
let's see. Sherm2954 says, we love your channel. Thank you so much. Thanks for the information. We just started on a year plus on the road, and you've been a great help.
That's
We're
awesome.
so happy to hear that. Grateful Road says, such a mood lifter. Thank you. Joe the computer guy says, we love you. Stuff happens. To hell with the haters. That's right, Joe. I'm with you on that. Michael Kaufman says,
How long have you played guitar?
Sean?
Well,
Sean doesn't really
most
play
of my
the guitar.
life, I grew up playing guitar. I mean, I taught it for many years.
We do a bad strum for our intro.
I'm a complete fraud on the guitar, Michael. I'm sorry to say.
Al Hutchings, hi to Vancouver, British Columbia.
I did take guitar lessons a long time ago, and I didn't get very far with them. But
John Marucci, you're right. He says, hurt people, and I agree
true.
with that. I think that's very true, and that's why I said I try to have sympathy for those people and realize that something is going on in their life that's making them this way, and they need prayers.
Shout out to John. If there's any RPod owners out there, John has a great channel on YouTube that's about the RPod and his travels with it. So check it out, because a lot of good content in there.
Thank you for your comment, Lisa Ann. We appreciate that. Surviving with Sabat. Am I saying that right?
Sabo, maybe.
Sabo. Oh, well, I'm glad that we can make that.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's always nice when we hear that you guys have gotten a laugh from our videos, or that we kept you from making a dumb mistake that we made ourselves. I always tell people that you're going to learn from our terrible mistakes so that you don't make the same mistakes that we've made. So hopefully we've saved you some grief on that front.
I always try and remember and think about when things go wrong for us, because like when we first started doing this, when things would go wrong, we would turn off the camera and focus on what went wrong. Now I usually try to keep the camera rolling, because that's kind of interesting, and maybe it can help other people avoid the same kind of fate. What went wrong for us this time? My desk fell off.
Fell off the wall.
I have to say,
I-10.
I-10 across Louisiana. Now, we love New Orleans. We love Louisiana. But that stretch, like from Houston over to New Orleans, it's unbelievable. And like
if you have any loose fillings, they're gonna come on out.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you.
Like, it's so funny because we'll step inside our trailer after being on the interstate for a couple hours, and our bed will be like in the floor. This time my desk literally snapped and broke off the side of where it's attached to the wall. So we had to just take it all off, and we'll fix it later.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Says don't let the negative voices get you down.
Oh, Sherm2954 says they're desperate to see a real moose, so they'll see us next fall at Grovon Campground.
Yeah.
That is where you're going to see your moose. Let me just tell you. Anywhere in the country you go, you're going to find one at Grovon. They're there all the time.
We went through there and spent some good quality time there. We were some of the last people out of Grovon this year, and sure enough, we had moose in our campsite where we were, and that's a real thrill.
The Wanderer says I-10 is like speed bumps the whole way. You are right. It is like, man.
It's like it puts about like 6 months of damage to your suspension, in 3 hours.
Kevin Harmon says he loves our show in Pennsylvania. Hopes to see us there sometime.
Somebody made a pledge. We want to give a shout out. Shout
out
to
Marcus Pennington. Thank you
Marcus.
so much for the tip. We appreciate that very much.
Much appreciated.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Roscoe asked if you thought about getting a motorhome. We've kicked around the idea from time to time. We do like those Tiffin motorhomes, and they're actually built in our home state of Alabama. So, if you're from Tiffin Motorhomes and you're watching this video, give us a call. No, we like those.
Let's do some tailgating next year.
They seem like a very livable floor plan, but it would be a very different experience, I think, traveling with a motorhome. It'd be interesting. We'd have to get a tote of some sort, I think.
Let's see. Savage Brothers. I think you accidentally had a comment deleted, so re-comment. Sorry, it happens sometimes.
Jim is ruling with an iron fist in those comments.
Thank you,
Jim's
Kevin
moderating
Smith
for us.
and Adam.
Adam says the only way you get better is by making mistakes.
That's true.
That's very true. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
SCCS123 says, is your Airstream modified in any way, inside or out?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
It is.
There's some things.
We have the same basic floor plan, but I would say we've modified all sorts of little parts of it. I mean, for example, Christy did pretty much a complete interior overhaul.
Yeah, I repainted the walls. We changed out the flooring. We originally had carpet. Now we have laminate, hardwood.
We've changed all the lighting to LED. And
I painted the walls. I painted some of the cabinetry. I changed out some of the drapery and that sort of thing.
We changed the faucets. We changed
we put a backsplash in the bathroom. So mainly just some cosmetic type things, except for, of course, the floor is functional.
LED is functional. Like if you guys, if you have an older RV,
bigger tires. That's right. Different wheels.
We've changed
Thanks
a lot
for reminding
of things.
us.
Yeah.
We have outside lights now, the boogie lights that go around the underneath of the Airstream.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Those
Shout
are
out
really
to
cool.
Vinny at Vinny's North Bay.
Oh, Kay
Airstream
Wheeler,
repair.
new member. Thank you so much, Kay Wheeler,
Kay
for
Wheeler.
joining. And I think I saw a question that she asked earlier about my eyeshadow. It is not MAC, it is Charlotte Tilbury. So
I was going to
I know
say,
the rest of you are dying to know.
if you have an older RV, don't hesitate to switch your lights to LED because they're great power savings. Not only their heat savings, but their power savings. And if you like to boondock, it won't drain down your house batteries so quickly when you run lights.
Yeah.
So it's a nice
Mark, I'm going to say hi to your wife, Lisa.
Shout out to Lisa. Thank you, Lisa and Mark, for tuning in.
Walter in Troy, Alabama. How are the Trojans doing these days? They're usually beating
Wayne
Dutton.
Says, I have one of those loud generators, but have yet to use it for camping for fear of being attacked.
You're a wise
Smart
man,
man. And I'm going to get an inverter, so thanks for your review.
Good to know what we thought about the Briggs and Stratton. The Briggs and Stratton are nice. I mean, I think they make a quality product. I think you might can get a better option for a cheaper price.
Yeah, I mean, when we tested the Briggs, I was pretty impressed with them. I mean, we still have our Briggs and Stratton.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're comparable to Champion in some ways. I think, but you're going to get probably a little more money getting a Champion. And I know some people might look at where these things are built.
Mm-hmm.
And even though Briggs and Stratton is an American company, they're still built overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean they're built in China.
Yeah.
They used to be built in the States, But if you're thinking in terms of, well, I'm going to get an American built generator, well, Bergen Stratton is not built in the U.S. unfortunately.
Yeah.
So somebody wanted advice for camping in Fortnite. Don't camp. Engage the enemy. In video games.
Hi, David
Actually,
in Wisconsin.
I do camp.
Stephen, hello. Thank you so much.
I actually play Call of Duty.
Let's see. Stephen says, please be encouraged. You're doing great. Thank you so much, Stephen. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Dave says, love the generator reviews.
Okay, Wheeler, who's a member, says, can you add a remote to an old Champion, or do I need to give my husband a break and get a new one? I don't know. Do you know?
I'll have to.
I'm gonna have to do some research on that.
You can definitely add a remote to like some of those Honda units, but so I'm gonna say a definite maybe. But sometimes like these remotes, they might cost the $300 to add in the aftermarket. That doesn't include installation. I'm just saying like the Honda one that I looked at. Then if you pay somebody to install it, before long you could have just probably bought the Champion with remote electric start from the factory and had a brand new unit. So.
Let's see. Michael McIntyre says, it's been a while since your top 5 places to camp. Has it changed, or do you want to add more places? I would say those top 5 places are still definitely in the top 10. There might be a few places that we would add to that because
I think there definitely would.
There's just more places that we've been to since those videos, and we've experienced fun in different places around the country. So
I mean, the first that comes to mind is Utah and southern Utah. I think Utah would definitely make our top 5 today.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, when we made that video, we had not done much in Utah, and now that we've explored the mighty 5 national parks, I mean,
yeah, they would definitely make the list.
Out.
Mark is saying they're listening to us poolside in Cabo.
Awesome.
Well, have a drink for us is all I can say. That's awesome.
Most of the pools in North America are frozen over at this point, at least up north of the border.
Says they just discovered us last week. Got my first RV yesterday. Wow, that's great.
I have to tell you a funny story that happened to us this past summer. We were in Oregon, and Christy went. We checked in this campground. Christy went to the campground to pay, to check in and pay, and there was a lady in the campground office who was also checking in.
She had just bought her RV, picked it up that morning from the dealership that was 3 miles from this campground. And she looked at me and she was like, You're the people from the video. You're the lady on the video. And I said, yeah. And she started screaming and jumping up and down. And the lady that was working in the RV park was just looking at us like, what is going on? It was hilarious. She was so sweet. I gave her a hug. She's like, this is a good sign. This is a good sign. I was like, absolutely. You're going to have a great time with your new RV.
I mean, she had just gotten her new RV, and apparently she had watched a lot. She'd probably been sort of binge watching a lot of our videos.
But it was funny because she looked at me, and you could tell it was sort of like that. Are you really that person I've been watching? So it was really funny.
That's kind of it's funny when things like that happen. Like one time we were in New Orleans. I guess I'll tell the story.
Yeah, this is a funny story.
And I was walking along the sidewalk in New Orleans, and a police car pulled up next to the curb, flipped on his blue light, right? And I was just kept on walking by, and he stepped out of the car, and I was like, I was the only one around. I was like, did I do something wrong? What am I doing wrong? And he came up to me. He's like, hey, don't you make those RV videos? Like my wife and I watch you.
Sean was like, whew.
Oh, and another funny story.
Oh, yeah, we were on the interstate in Utah.
And we're towing south on, the interstate in Utah, and this state trooper got up right next to us.
He pulls up, and he sort of stays even with us. He doesn't pass us. And I'm looking over, and then I see him pick up his little, loudspeaker, and he's leaning over talking, and I was like, turn the radio down, I think we're in trouble, and then we heard him, and he was like, I watch your videos on YouTube.
So that was
pretty cool. It was hilarious. We were just like, whoo, we thought we were in trouble for something because Sean's like, I'm not speeding. I don't know what I'm doing.
It was all cool and really kind of made our day for sure.
Okay, LMZ says, have you been asked for your social security number? I had a hard inquiry on a credit report to stay at an RV park. No, absolutely not. Now, I think maybe where that would be the case is if you're trying to go to an RV park and stay long term, like signing a year lease or something, or if you're wanting to purchase a lot in an RV park, that might happen. But just for day-to-day stays, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'd pass on that park, I think.
SCCS 123, we hope that you recover well from your surgery.
And ask if I'm 100%. I don't know if I'm 100%, but I'm probably, I feel 90 something percent. I might feel 100%. So
James,
day by day.
James Bigler says, do you guys like the older Airstream designs or the new designs? What do you wish you had that you don't? I would say the one thing I really like about the European Airstreams, and I think they have these on maybe the 2019s, is the radiator feature
Kind
for
of
the
that
heater.
wraparound.
So it's like
radiator.
a wraparound radiator.
Goes around the perimeter.
Goes
of the
around the
trailer.
perimeter of the trailer to keep it warm. I think that's a really cool feature, especially if you're spending a lot of time camping in really cold weather. And I think that would be really nice. That'd be a really nice feature to have. I don't really care so much about the ducted air conditioning. That's not really that big of a deal because we have a 25-foot Airstream, so it's not that big. But the other thing that the European Airstreams have is they have a towel warmer in the bathroom. So like the heated towel rack.
Yeah, that's a nice feature.
Really nice. So yeah, I would love to do that. Oh, Scott asks, have we ever thought about doing a LOLOHO rally? Maybe we've considered it, or I don't know. Would people come? I don't know. Where would we have it? Would we have it in Alabama?
No, it's hard to decide where we would have it, when we would have it.
Thank you, Jennifer, by the way.
We'd be open to doing it.
Yeah, we would totally be open to doing it. It's just, do you think people would come? And would you want to come to Alabama, or would you want us to do it in Florida, or change it around, or I don't know. We'll think about it. If people would come, Yes, LOLOHO Rally, the South. We definitely wouldn't do it in the summer.
That was Goldilocks.
If it was in the South. Somebody says if you build it, they will come. How about Grovant? Are you kidding? Grovant is madness these days.
Grovant.
Alabama is good. Busy. Yeah, we could probably find somewhere cool to have it in Alabama.
Alabama or Florida.
Florida, for sure.
There's certainly a lot of snowbirds down in Florida wintertime. So maybe this spring we might think about doing one.
Somebody says LOLOHO Rally in Yellowstone. I love what you're thinking there, but getting a campsite in Yellowstone for more than 2 campers at a time, I think is difficult.
Goldilocks wants a rally.
What'd they say? One year on the West Coast, next year on the East Coast. Fairgrounds would be big enough. That's a good point. Florida in winter.
He says you need a few months advance warning.
Yeah, that's definitely true. It would definitely be several months of planning, so we wouldn't just spring it on you.
I think we tried to do a meetup in Florida earlier this year, and I think Christy caught a cold or something.
I got really sick. We were in Orlando, and it was also the day our Instagram account got hacked, and so it just turned out to be a disaster, and we had to cancel it. So I'm sorry for people in the Orlando area that we canceled the meetup on. I was so sick, though. I was disgusting. You did not want me to come and shake your hand or get close to me.
Mark says my wife.
She almost fell into the pool with her drink. That is hilarious.
Is this in San Diego? Yeah.
We would love to. It's been a while since we've been to San Diego, so we need to get back there. It's a beautiful place. Oh, Joe, I'm jealous. You're going to Fort Wilderness. We love Fort Wilderness, or I love Fort Wilderness. Sean tolerates Fort Wilderness. He's not a Disney freak.
Goldilocks asks, what social media is the best way to follow us? We would recommend both Facebook and Instagram. Because we are pretty active on both.
Yeah.
Instagram makes it so easy to upload those little stories and
It's
just
easy
little
to
quick
upload stories.
vignettes.
It's easy for me to reply to people on Instagram now that I know their little system. So private messaging us on Instagram is easy. Facebook is sort of difficult the way it filters the comments. So sometimes I miss people. So if you left a comment and I never replied to you, I promise I am not sliding you in the least. It's just sometimes filtering back through to find comments that you need to reply to is hard. And so
I think that's been one of the hardest things as we have grown, that we're getting more and more comments and feedback from people, and I really want to reply to everyone, but sometimes we're towing our rig for 4 or 5 hours during the day. We're in an area that has poor cellular coverage. We have no Wi-Fi, and you get a backlog, and it just gets overwhelming. I will say that email, at least email to our old email address at Honeymoon Show, is not the best way to contact us these days, unfortunately, because we just get a flood of messages.
Oh,
So
Radar New Jersey. I like your thinking here. He's challenging everybody to break 200 on the thumbs up on the video. So
that's cool. We're at
thank you very much.
163.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Lyle and Amy Walters Adventures says, good to see you guys hit our 1 year mark in our full-time RV. Thanks for your inspiration. You guys rock. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. Marina Rivera says she and her boyfriend just bought a camper, started watching our videos, actually just got back from their first adventure. Thanks for all your helpful tips. Yay! I'm so glad that you guys had a great trip. I think sometimes that first trip can sort of be, it's that anticipation of going on the trip. You're so nervous you're going to forget everything or something's going to break or go wrong. And I think once you get over that hump, it's kind of smooth sailing from there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. Brian H says, do you use any backup cameras?
We have one on our truck now, which I really like, and it sort of is built into the entertainment system that we installed in our truck, and it automatically will kick on anytime we're backing up the truck, and we can engage it just to check out the hitch and so forth. At the moment, we do not have a camera on the back of our Airstream. I would like to have one, and so I think that would be a pretty good update that we could do.
E-House says you have 11-year-old and 8-year-old fans here. Hi.
Hey guys.
Thanks for tuning in and watching.
Yes, thank you
We
so much.
appreciate it. John Dent wants to know, how is baby girl?
Well, it's funny you should
All right,
ask.
it's funny you should ask. Baby girl, how you doing down there? Huh?
And Camping Adventures wants a drone video. I'm looking for recommendations. All right, I will work on that, and I will do a drone video. Oh, now
Here she is.
look who's gonna steal the show.
Oh, she was sleeping hard. Did we wake you up?
You sleeping?
We're sorry. We're sorry. Yep.
Let's see.
Somebody wants to know if we're in a sauna.
Yeah, this is an infrared
This
sauna.
is just a huge sauna.
Infrared and or
we
steam.
we put these wood slat
Well-
panels on the wall back here. So.
Yeah, so this is we're inside the lodge at LOLOHO National Forest. So lodge is being built out. They're doing some refurbishment these days.
Hi, baby girl.
E-House said the kids are ecstatic about the shout out. Thanks for watching, you guys.
Hello from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada.
It's Francis.
Hi there.
We've been to Sault Ste.
We
Marie.
have been to Sault Ste. Marie. Oh, hello from Scotland.
From Scotland.
Wow, that's awesome. Hi from Wales. Hi.
Maybe having a little Macallan 15 year tonight.
I think baby girl does want to go back to sleep.
Oh, baby girl.
Oh, goodness. Let's see.
All right.
Well, we have crossed the 1 hour mark. So,
Hey, look at all the likes. Thank you
yeah,
guys.
thank you guys for clicking the like. You guys surpassed the 200.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's
Amazing.
amazing.
I've never been to Wales. We've been really throughout England, and I've been to Ireland, and we've been to Scotland. We've been to Edinburgh, but baby girl, it's like, why did you wake me up? But I've not been to Wales.
Oh, goodness.
I would love to go.
Somebody asked, have you ever camped at Wekiwa Springs State Park? And if so, what's your opinion? We have not camped there. We have stayed sort of in that general vicinity at a different state park, but not that particular one. So,
Deborah says, "How do you know where to find gas on your long trips?" My biggest worry. We sort of learned the hard way to fuel up,
fuel up
sort of
when you can.
whenever you can, and try to keep an eye on your fuel gauge. Don't let it sneak down below like a quarter full,
Yeah.
especially if you're in a remote area. Because if you've watched our dumb mistakes video, you know.
You know the time we ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
Somebody
said LOLOHO International. It's funny you should say that because long time ago, I had the bug for international travel, and actually, I taught English in Czechoslovakia back in the early '90s, and did a lot of travel throughout Europe back in those days. And I'm not talking about fancy travel. I'm talking about eating hot dogs out of street food vendors' carts and sleeping in hostels, and just like really kind of gritty, not glamorous, but really great. I mean, great travel experiences. But I'd like to do a little bit more international stuff on our channel. And, we might do some of that in the winter when people aren't out camping quite as much.
Right.
So
somebody was asking if we ever use the Gas Buddy app, and we
Yeah,
actually do.
we do.
That's a good resource, especially for diesel, because you can, find which stations specifically have diesel, which is really helpful.
yeah, it's an app you can get on your phone that will help you find the lowest price fuel and also help you find diesel fuel. So we recommend Gas Buddy.
Yeah. People are
We
commenting for baby girl. Oh.
Look at that sweet little baby. Look at that sweet baby.
Oh yeah, the Allstays app has an LP gas location. That's good too.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
Todd asked, will we be putting solar on our rig? Definitely open to solar, and we've had some. We've done some research into it. I'll put it that way. So it's a definite maybe.
It's a maybe.
I'm open to doing it. It's just sort of like figuring out the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Every time we've talked to Vinny about it, he'll say, well, you could do this or you could do that, but I don't know. Then I go out and buy another generator. Shame on me. Let's see. Over 300 likes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Somebody asked, what's the strongest winds you would consider driving in? From a miles per hour standpoint, I'm not sure, but I would say we've gotten a little nervous at times in places like Utah and Nevada, like where there are really, really strong winds.
And I think southern Texas has a lot of strong winds also, like that sort of El Paso to Fort Stockton.
And just because the speed limit's 80 miles per hour doesn't mean you should be going 80 miles per hour, like in some of those places.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Kevin says he fills up before he gets below a half a tank. That is a smart practice.
that is a smart policy. Somebody earlier said you need to bring back campfire questions, and we will. Like we'll bring it back. We're planning a lot of I think fresh and new stuff over, let's say, the next 3 to 6 months. But like I think we're gonna be maybe surprising you a little bit and coming out with some cool stuff. So
somebody wants to know tolls in different states, and we actually try to avoid tolls when possible. We have that toll avoidance turned on our GPS. Really, the Northeast is hard to navigate and avoid tolls. It can be done, but it just adds time to your trip. So, it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, on your GPS you can avoid toll roads, and so we typically avoid them
when possible.
Yeah. Now Deborah made us a pledge, I think. So thank you, Deborah.
Yeah.
I think
it sort of disappeared, so I'm not really sure if that went through or not.
Kevin says he hates troll roads. I hate troll roads and toll roads. Toll roads with trolls is the worst.
Yeah.
Rick says come to Las Cruces, New Mexico. We were actually there not long
about
ago.
2 weeks ago.
So.
Somebody says just stay out of the Northeast. We have tolls on the tolls. You were right about that.
Yeah.
James Frazier. Oh, thanks so much for your nice comment. Let's see. Somebody says look into an Easy Pass. Works on most toll systems across the Northeast. We've had several people tell us that, so I think the next time we go to the Northeast, we might invest in one of those.
You still have to pay for the Easy Pass.
Yeah, you still have
It's
to
not
pay.
like it's free,
It's just,
but
you
it's
don't
faster,
have to worry
I
about
guess.
having the cash.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see. Somebody says I want to send you guys a pledge, but can't figure it out. Just send $1.99. Well, thank you,
Thank
Deborah.
you, Deborah. We appreciate
Yeah,
it very
I think
much.
there's just like a little dollar sign, kind of in the bottom corner of the video, and that's where you can make your pledge and adjust the amount or whatever. I'm not 100% sure.
T-Rod asked if we've stayed in Big Bend. I'm embarrassed to say we have not, although we've been in the vicinity many times. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, we were in Marfa, and we actually we boondocked one night at that area where you can view the Marfa lights.
It's like the Marfa Lights viewing center.
The famous Marfa mystery lights. And but we haven't really done Big Bend properly. So we really plan to go back sometime. Seems like every time we're through there, we're kind of in a hurry to get somewhere else.
So, LMZ says he's planning to do Alaska. Is it possible to do some RVing, then park the trailer somewhere by a port, do an out and back cruise just to grab your rig and continue on land again? I would say you can probably just leave it parked at an RV park. I mean, you're going to have to pay their price for the per night, parking. But I would say you can probably definitely do that, like in Skagway or Haines or.
Yeah, if you're talking about, are you talking about completely unhitching your trailer and leaving it somewhere? I mean, I wouldn't say it's impossible. In fact, when we were in Whitehorse, Yukon territory, we saw unhitched trailers in a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
It just really surprised me.
I wouldn't recommend doing that.
I wouldn't recommend doing it, and I certainly wouldn't do it without having some kind of like hitch lock, like a good one, on your lock.
Because you might come back and find your trailer has moved along without you.
Oh, wow. Kay Wheeler, thank you so much for the generous tip. We appreciate that.
Thank you. That's
amazing.
amazing.
So nice.
Thank you.
Let's see. Somebody says, does Christy like her new shorter hairstyle? Blonde stranger. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I am liking it. I'm getting used to it, so we'll see how it goes. Bill Long says, have you guys ever done sub-freezing camping? So when you say sub-freezing, you mean below 32 degrees. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I would say. We definitely have, but I think there's a difference between having one night or 2 nights below freezing and having like a week, like a solid week or 2 weeks.
And I think it makes a difference if it's staying below freezing during the day, because, that is harder as well.
See, Heading My Way says it just costs us $30 to cross the Commodore Barry Bridge from New Jersey to Pennsylvania
while towing our travel trailer. Yeah, like 10 years ago, we went to the Northeast, and
we had one day where we spent like $80 in tolls.
Yeah, that's
to go through like 3 different. I think it was like Delaware, Maryland, and I don't know, maybe Rhode Island. And each one of those, we paid like a $20 to $30 toll. And at the last one, I was out of cash. I only had like $20 in cash, and the toll was like $28 or something. And I was like, I'll give you this $20, but I don't have any more. And they wouldn't take it. So.
I don't know. Yeah, we had the same experience. So. Let's see.
Love your videos.
Suggestion on getting your girlfriend interested in RVing.
I would rent an RV and take her on a trip.
Yeah.
Somewhere really cool. It needs to be somewhere really cool and scenic that you can romance her and, have like a romantic picnic on the beach or something with a bonfire, and win her over, use those Romeo skills that I'm sure you have,
If you're new to RVing, watch a bunch of our videos, and so that you don't have a disastrous first trip.
This is true. This is
and it doesn't like ruin your relationship forever.
Hold
you
on,
want to have a good time. I want to give a shout out to Bus01.
Thank you for the tip. We appreciate that.
Much appreciated.
Let's see. We're hitting about the 80-minute mark.
Yeah, we probably should cut this off because we're running long here. We've enjoyed talking with you guys so much. It's always fun to connect with everybody and get to interact directly. Oh, Deep End says his cornbread is about to come out of the oven. So this is perfect timing.
We're getting together with some old friends tonight.
Yeah.
And
I understand my friend's mother is making homemade chili, so who knows? We might
Yeah,
have some cornbread to go with that chili.
that's
maybe.
right. Maybe so.
So yeah, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to all you guys who left us those generous tips.
Yes,
It's
thank you so
amazing.
much. We really appreciate that.
And
Mike Lee and Goldilocks especially, and Kay Wheeler, you guys really
yeah, amazing.
amazing.
And thanks for all the positive energy, because like I said,
Yes.
sometimes making videos can be kind of a lonely job.
Yeah,
And it's really cool to be able to kind of hang out with you guys and interact with you in this way.
that's right. And thanks to Jim Pratt for being our moderator. We appreciate that.
yeah,
It
Jim has
makes
been the silent hero
experience-
tonight.
Yes, it makes the
Yeah.
experience so much better for everybody when you don't have to read the nasty troll comments. So thanks for that, Jim. We appreciate your help. Let's see.
All right.
All right, I think
Thank
we're
you,
going to
guys.
sign off. We
Sign
hope
off.
everybody
You
had
know
a
what we
great
do.
Thanksgiving. And don't forget to shop our Amazon store if you're going to be doing any Cyber
Oh, that's
Monday
right.
shopping. We would greatly appreciate that. It doesn't cost you anything to use our links, but we do get a commission on whatever you buy. And you don't have to just buy camping gear. You can buy anything that Amazon sells. Just start your shopping in our store at amazon.com/shop/long honeymoon. Or you can go to longlonghoneymoon.com and click the supply store button.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you guys. What do we say here on Long Honeymoon? We say LOLOHO. You didn't
Baby
scrub,
girl
Jim.
says, woof woof.
Yep, baby girl says, rock on. Let's go have chicken dinner.
LOLOHO. Thanks again, you
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Good night.
See you.